What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with breaking news. So it looked like more information is coming out to explain what led up to Nafisa Collier calling out WNBA Commissioner Cathy Englbert, and Caitlin Clark, agent, is in some serious hot water. Guys, for this one here, we got to go to Arizona, New York, and Indy. Guys, let's get it. Let's go. Did I tell y'all first thing this morning? I told you guys this whole situation with Cathy is not going to be over anytime soon. More and more information is going to come out exposing why I call her the biggest gangster in the land, bro. She's Al Capone John Gotti, bro. Cathy Englbert is next level diabolical. Now, ESPN it gathered up a big time article, and it's a long one. I mean, exposing how Cathy wasn't returning phone calls, exposing even more stuff she said. This is a complete smear campaign Nafisa Collier is waging against Cathy. And it's not just her. Her agent is connecting it to Aaron Kane. So Aaron Kane is kind of in on all of this. Now, here's my issue with Aaron Kane before we get into this big time article that has come out. Now, Aaron Kane is the same agent that represents Caitlin Clark. Now, we know Caitlin Clark has been getting beaten, bruised, battered. The organization looking a little spooky with the way they went about reporting on her injury. We haven't heard her to come out say nothing about Caitlin Clark. She ain't been on the forefront, nothing with Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark is the biggest fucking star in the W. And I got to put the big F word on there because she is the biggest star in all of this damn league, bro. For whatever reason, Aaron Kane thinks it's more beneficial for her to ride out with Nafisa Collier than Caitlin Clark, and that's all I'm going to say. And I feel like she definitely need to go get with Clutch Sports. She need Rich Paul, bro. Caitlin need Rich Paul in a major way because it's clear as day that Aaron Kane do not know how to manage a superstar like Caitlin Clark. No disrespect to any of the other players that she represent. Caitlin Clark is big, bro. You don't get hit pieces coming out about Asia Wilson. None on Juju. We seen what happened when Stephen A. Smith tried to go at LeBron. That didn't last very long because he got Rich Paul. Rich Paul is going to make sure he to handle business. I feel like Caitlin Clark need to go with Rich Paul. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because this Aaron Kane thing is going to ship her damn brand down the toilet. We seen what happened with Nike. The whole Nike thing. Aaron Kane, quiet as a church mice in this thing. Ain't say nothing. While Nike was just playing, him hawing around with Caitlin Clark logo, him hawing around with Caitlin Clark shoes still. And, like, she's just quiet. But, that's my little rant about Aaron Kane. Now, let's dive into this thing. So, this article right here just came out, set the world on freaking fire. It says, from a meeting in February to two press conferences in October, inside the fallout between one of the WNBA's biggest stars and its commissioner and where the league goes from here. Now, I just told y'all, bro, this league is headed towards a lockout. See, the question is not when we going to be in a lockout, it's how long they're going to be in a lockout. That is the question in regards to the WNBA, because it's going to be a lockout, guys. Ain't no way around it. This is a long article. We're going to skim through this. I'm going to read certain sections of the article. I have not read this thing in its entirety, so bear with me. Nafisa Collier barely slept the night before she wrote the statement that would rock the WNBA. It was late in the evening on Friday, September the 26th, only a few hours after Minnesota Lynx dropped Game 3 of their semifinal bout against the Phoenix Mercury. With 26 seconds left in the game, the Lynx went down for Collier had crashed to the floor after a collision with Alyssa Thomas. Now, we know that whole thing looked a little spooky. Now, it revealed that she torn 2 ligaments and torn muscles in her lower leg. So that's the injury that she had. Now, Collier would do this. There was no communication or coordination with the players associated with Colliers with this statement. Now, back in February, now this is what I need y'all to listen to. Back in February, sources say Englbert called a meeting with Collier and her husband, Alex Bezos. Now, Alex is from St. Louis. He's from my city here. And it stated the president of Unrivaled, a startup 3-on-3 league founded alongside Collier, that some in the WNBA increasingly believe is becoming a competition to the league itself. Now, from what I'm hearing, the commissioner and many of the owners do not like this Unrivaled thing because they've simply been running a monopoly for the most part in the United States with the WNBA. There haven't really been another league to compete with. They making more money. I don't believe Unrivaled is a good product. That's just I think it just should have been 5-on-5. I think it just would have been way better if they had it 5-on-5, but 3-on-3, whatever. Teach his own. But word on the street is that the commissioner and many of the owners ain't feeling Unrivaled. Now, it goes on to say, on Tuesday, before answering questions for the assembled media, Collier began, which we already know what she said. Let me scroll down here. She talked about Caitlin Clark. She talked about the CBA negotiations. This is how the meeting first week between Englbert and Collier. Now, the meeting was arranged and then canceled, mirrors their larger relationship, and Englbert difficulties in the building relationships with players in general has an issue. She acknowledged that in her news conference in Game 1. Now, in hours after Collier's injury, her husband, Alex Bezos, and Collier's agent, now this is where Aaron Kane come in, made a phone call to Englbert, and that message they left went unreturned, multiple sources say. So that was the first step into this attack on Englbert. So really, it had nothing to do with Caitlin Clark for this section. Then it goes on to say the only person who did connect with anyone close to Collier was Bethany Daffin, the head of operations of the WNBA, who reached Collier agent. Now, that's Aaron Kane. Her and Caitlin got the same one. Now, in subsequent 3 days later, Lynx coach Cheryl Reed was suspended and fined for, we all know what happened. Now, after Collier edged an interview, Cathy issued a statement later that day saying that, in part, I was disheartened, which we already know. Now, when pressed on whether she said the quote about Caitlin Clark, Englbert said, obviously, I did not say it, but she waited till the end to say that. Now, it goes on to say, and so it is that amid the calls of resignation and perhaps the most intense round of CBA negotiation in league history, this is Englbert's situation to solve, and at least for now, it's hers alone. So, basically, man, a lot of people online has reacted to this Cathy Englbert situation. A lot of fans talking about it. Somebody said, imagine Connor calling Cathy right after Caitlin Clark got injured. Yeah, I mean, people like her husband called. Somebody said this should be the forefront of the conversation. According to sources on both sides, the CBA negotiation under the current CBA players do not get additional revenue sharing, 9% as opposed to 49 to 51% in the NBA, until the league has generated a certain level of revenue, which it says it has yet to do after decades of multi-million-dollar losses at the franchises and league level. The players want the league to give them data proving those revenue benchmarks haven't been met. Yeah, bro. It's looking spooky, dog. And just like I told y'all, it is only going to continue to look even more spookier as we get closer with Cathy. And I just want to know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section right now. Keep them bells on. I will be back with more content. And until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, baby. Peace out.